forever if you believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, these kind of things. So I had to say yes to my Lord.
Yeah.
So in continuing with the process of education, I developed skills. Skills that were necessary to lead a cadre of people and to let them understand that we must appreciate what God has provided for us. And it began to happen. In 1980, when we went to BET from a local level here at Channel 4 in Nashville, Tennessee, where I first started, on to BET, which became the major platform. Most of the music on that network was not of this nature. But anyway, gospel music built that network. The president of the network gave me the Legacy Award. The first award from the BET Award show was to me for helping them to build BET. So therefore, with the ability to come around this institution and I loved homecoming, and I loved those football games, and I loved Thanksgiving because we would dress up and we would walk and let people see what our new clothes look like. You know, and everybody would get to greet everybody. You know, everything must change, however, but we do remember the good days, don't we? Those were wonderful and good days. So I would say to students, if those of you that are in here, stay focused and complete whatever your task is. Don't quit until it's over.
Yeah.
I will never retire. I will do this until I can't do it anymore. Then I can stop doing what I'm doing and do it another way until I die. And I want to say to our president, Dr. Johnson, it is partly because of him as well that this contribution comes to this university. And I must make one correction. I do have a collection at Indiana State University with Cab Calloway and all those guys, which people don't know about. You probably don't know that I am an ambassador for real. I believe Dr. Johnson was there the evening that I was conferred from the government of Dominica in Atlanta, Georgia. I'd like to kill Jesse Jackson. He couldn't understand. What are you doing with do you know ambassador? Oh, but I am, buddy. You're not. I am. My community, basically, my community don't know that. The instructional staff here at this institution don't know that. If they did, they would invite me here sometimes to speak to their students because I'm also on the staff at Nova Southeastern University as a visiting professor, and this is my 3rd year, and I go to speak with those classes all the time. But when you live in an environment and they don't know who you are and what you do, you just have to sit back and let God take control. And in his own time, he will do what's necessary. Okay, I won't talk too long again. But I am so proud that the Tiger Bells are in here tonight, and I'm coming back to you, Dr. Johnson. The Tiger Bells, Edith McGuire gave $1 million not too long ago, and she was honored last year. But all the Tiger Bells stand up for us about what contributions that you have made. Isn't this fabulous? Isn't this fabulous? To have you in the room with me. It's beyond my imagination. I never could have thought this. But you know, Michelle Vieira, and one of the greatest women, she is the one that brought attention to this university about Bobby Jones.
Yeah.
Made me the Grand Marshal.
Yeah.
Before Michelle made that entree to me, before she did that, I was just another guy walking around. And then she put me on the HBCU board, Historical Black Universities, colleges and universities. She got me as the Grand Marshal, I think, for this institution, and the speaker at the 50th anniversary, and other things that Michelle did.
That's right.
Then she introduced me to the president and his wife. And I thought, how intelligent. Both of them have doctorate degrees, and they travel the world, and he brought such a wealth of knowledge.
That's right.
And publicly, I could say this to you in private, But I think I'm directed by my inner spirit, and I believe in that, to say something publicly. Would you mind?
Go ahead,
Would
please.
you all mind if I did
Go
this?
ahead.
I want to encourage Dr. Johnson and Mrs. Johnson to continue until you should go away.
Yes.
God sent you here for a reason. And you have to understand that you got to stay here to that reason that you were sent here for. It's completed.
Yes.
You can't let nothing or no one destroy what it is God has given you. If any of you had done that in your quest for doing whatever you do, then your life would be incomplete. You must do what God has given you to do, and do it in spirit and in truth. So regardless of how the enemies may come, and they will,
And they will.
but you're big enough to know how to handle it. That's why you're here. There are people that love you, and every president that has come to this institution has gone through it.
Yes, sir.
And any others that come after him will go through it.
That's right.
That's the way we are. But so what? That's life. If you can't take the task, don't do it. I knew I was going to take the fire when I started with gospel music, but I got a tough back. And I stuck it out against the enemies. And believe me, they come, Dr. Johnson. But when you got God on your side, the enemy cannot harm you. Nothing can harm you. But you've got to, students, you've got to finish your course. Whatever God has appointed you to do, even you old folks, you think you might be through.
No.
Whatever it is. But you ain't through till you get out of here. Till you close that eye and they put you 6 feet down, then you're through. Until then, do what you need to do. Keep on fighting. Keep on doing. Somebody will love you and help you and support you. Can I get a witness out here? Now, sometimes I like to drop from my professional speaking platform and say, here. Some of y'all know what here means, don't you? It means here, right? It was just like, a lot of people like to make us ignorant because we change our dialogue sometimes. And I was telling them, when we blacks were trying to learn to speak English, and you had Italians and Portuguese and other people over in this country, they couldn't speak it either. And we were on plantations trying to learn how to speak English, and they weren't speaking it. So they came up with words like yes, kitty, and all that stuff. And we thought they were saying yes, in their language. They couldn't speak good English, and we were trying to hear what they were saying, so we ended up saying everything. So don't accuse us of not being able to be intelligent, because we may not say words that are proper in the English language. Amen? Just had to throw that little tidbit in there. So Dr. and Mrs. Johnson, I don't know whether anybody has said this to you or not, but I want to say that you are the nicest people.
They are.
You're here for a reason. We want to continue your work. We will support you through the good and through the bad. If there is something being said or done, if he doesn't do exactly what you want him to do, be intelligent. Go and speak to him about it personally and say, hey, doctor,
That's what I say.
he's intelligent. He's going to say, oh, okay, maybe, if it sounds right. If it doesn't, he will say, thank you so very much. And I'll move right along. But it's time out for us fighting one another. We need to come together. And the purpose of my contribution to this university is to help us again to raise the awareness of those of us who had the opportunity to come here and get our education and go forth to serve. That's what the motto says. To go forth to serve. And we're going to serve it, as Dr. Maya Angelou said, like we serve water. I'm going to see her next week. We got the next, I'm going to tell her what's going on here. And Oprah's going to be there. I'm going to tell her too. That's my friend. But sometimes we have to learn how to treat people as they go through these situations. So if there are any teachers here or those people in administration and kids come to you and want to learn things, don't be all hateful and stuff.